Tkbsp Sports Podcast. Tonight, I'm going live from Gannon Golf Course in Lynn, and I have a few guests on here. And this is the Lynn 15 Babe Ruth champions of the New England. And I want to interview these kids right here about their season. So I want you guys to come tell me about your season this past summer, about the All-Star team. Who wants to go first? Jaden?
We had a good season. We won the state championship and the regionals. And we went to Fredericksburg, Virginia for the World Series.
And how did that go for you guys
Went
this
pretty
year?
well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was very fun.
And what was your favorite time from being out there?
Just practicing every day with the boys, Pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. And what was your favorite moment being in the World Series, like seeing the atmosphere of playing against other teams in the States?
Probably playing at the Fred Nats field. That field was really nice. And, that was a really nice field.
I've seen a lot of the games on live stream at Tony's, at Rolly's, and it was like, and once we were trying to get it on here, but there was a little internet connection going down here. So, but hey, you guys all played good. I want to say tonight is a special night for you guys, for the team, you guys won New England, the regions and everything. I was at all those games, doing a podcast, going live stream. You guys had a good summer, and you guys are getting your rings tonight. Are you guys all excited having your rings given to you guys?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Shay, you were like MVP of the All-Star team of the 15s, right?
I was a Silver Slugger.
You were the Silver Slugger?
Yeah, I was a Silver Slugger.
Oh, yeah. And I want to know what you guys all thought about the season this year. What made you guys go into work? Like, made you, focus and locked in?
I think it was just seeing that our team could really have a chance of getting to the next one, getting to the World Series, that we really had a good team this year.
You guys did have a good team. You guys went to the World Series, right? Yeah, you guys went there. You guys, lost in the bracket? Bracket tournament thing to go to the World Series semifinals. That was a disappointment, but you guys all did. You guys did your job, though. You guys did your job around here. Knocked off every New England team there was. Went to Keene, New Hampshire, and did your job out there. They won the New England championship, and I want to say congrats to you guys. But we're going to talk about other sports. We're going to talk about professional sports because you guys do like professional sports. And we got the Bruins on right now, and they're at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're actually down 1-0. And I want to ask some of these guys about the Bruins this year. How do you guys all like their team? Starting with Jaden.
I love the Bruins. They're my favorite team, Brad Marchand, David Pasternak, man, those guys are good.
This team could win a Stanley Cup. This team is built for a Stanley Cup. A coaching change happened this year. They fired Bruce Cassidy. They got Jim Montgomery. It takes a coaching change to help out with this team. And I want to know what you got to say, Richie, about this Bruins team.
They're just dominating this year, Linus Olmark's holding it down. Got a couple goal scorers. Pasternak's tearing it up. Love it.
Yeah. How about you? Shay and Seth.
The team to watch right now are on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Stop them. Losing 1-0 right now, but we're a gritty team. That's what we like.
They have a third period. The thing is, they're a third period team, and that Bruins team is a third period team. And this team, like I said, could win a cup. And they have a cup team, the cup favorite, and their odds are big odds. And you guys also like the Celtics, and they're also playing right now against the Hornets. I don't know what the score is or anything, but they're playing really good too. And we're gonna go down this side now. We're gonna start with you, Shay, about the Celtics. How do you like them this year?
The Celtics, they started off pretty good, but they've come down a little bit, but they're still a dominant team in the NBA.
They are. They have another coach takes over the team. What do you have to say, Seth, about the team?
What Chase said, they started off hot. They were a hot team, and then they're slowing down. Yeah, injuries, all that stuff carried them. Now they're second in the East, but they're battling for that first spot.
Yes, they are. They're both teams are fun to watch. What are you gonna say about the Celtics, Richie?
not a huge basketball fan, but
Jaden, what are you gonna say?
Jason Tatum, he's a beast out there. We got Robert Williams. I love to watch him.
Rob Williams is one of my favorites, but it's obviously Jason Tatum, MVP. Rob Williams, one of my favorite Celtics too. It's funny. Everyone asked me, who are your favorite Celtics? And I said Tatum and Rob Williams. Those are my two favorite right now.
I would agree.
Those two are fun to watch. Having Rob Williams back in the lineup really helps the team out. And him hitting like all those baskets, doing good. Blocking everything, helps out the team.
Yes, sir.
We're also going to talk some football. We're going to talk about the Patriots, about their down year this year, down failure year, having guys that were never coaches, that never did good in their previous jobs. And I want to start out with Jaden about the Patriots. What do you got to say about this Patriots team this past season?
I was a little disappointed. Mac Jones didn't bring it, and the coaching staff, the offensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good that they're looking for new guys to run it.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year's a better year.
You know what I had to say? This is who they should bring in, and you guys on my podcast page could drop in a comment about this. A lot of people might agree or disagree with me, but I say they should bring in Cliff Kingsbury. He just got fired on Monday from Arizona, and now Hawkins wants a trade out of there. So you trade him, you bring in Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. That would be good for the Patriots. Richie, what are you going to say about
I
that?
think maybe we could get rid of Isaiah Wynn. He's getting hurt all the time. We don't really need him anymore.
Him and Trent Brown always doing stupid penalties, not doing good, costing us penalties, costing us games. Mac Jones, you guys are sold on Mac Jones. You think Mac Jones is the guy of this team?
Bailey Zappi's the guy.
Bailey Zappi. I had that Zappi fever. Everyone had the Zappi fever.
I got Matt Judon for Defensive Player of the Year. He's unreal.
Matthew Judon, a beast. Defensive Player of the Year. Why not?
We got Ramondre Stevenson coming
Yeah,
out,
Ramondre Stevenson.
He's
And
getting there.
how about you, Seth? What are you going to say about the Patriots?
I kind of hate football. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a fun sport to watch, but the Patriots are very disappointing. They should have made the playoffs this year. They're a young team, so they have time to develop.
We need an offensive coordinator. Matt Patricia's terrible.
Nope. Matt Patricia is a terrible offensive coach. What are you going to say about that?
I say they draft Stetson Bennett and get him in QB.
That's a good idea. Well, that Georgia team was really good this year, too, in college football. Why don't you go after that kid, Bennett? That would be a good idea. This year's actually a good quarterback-heavy draft in the draft, and good wide receiver in the draft, too.
Bryce Young, Will Levi,
Mhm.
CJ Stroud, they're all really good.
There's some good quarterbacks right there in the first round. Why don't they go up and get another quarterback? It's time to go back in the draft. I'm not sold on Mac Jones. I'm a Bailey Zappi guy. Everyone else is a Bailey Zappi guy over here. What do you guys all got to say about the Red Sox? You guys are all baseball players.
I'll start
They're
on
already
that.
out of
I'll start on that. They stink. They're not a team that should be competing. They should be sold. The team should be sold. And
I can't. All right, but keep going.
yeah, and I'm happy they signed back Devers, but losing Xander Bogaerts is such a loss. And now they're basically signing a retirement home. Kenley Jansen, Corey Kluber. I said that wrong. Corey Kluber. Sorry. But, it's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. The Red Sox go down a bad too, but I'm going to bring in another guest. And this guest that I'm bringing in right now, he's a New York Giants fan of the Giants. And you got to come in here, come over here.
Thank you, Tommy.
Time
See
to
you
get
live.
time to get your face on my podcast. You are Shay Newhall's grandfather.
I am very
You,
proud of that.
Jason Newhall's father.
I am.
And you are a Giants fan.
Always have been.
And I'm wearing a TB12 hat right now.
That's all right.
And
I'll forgive that.
you guys own him twice in the Super Bowl. Well, I'm not going to talk about the undefeated season. The undefeated.
Well, they weren't undefeated.
They were undefeated. They weren't going to do it, but you guys crashed the party. Your Giants crashed the party that
It was
year.
our party that day.
Yeah, it was your party that day. And then
right.
another time you guys beat us again.
I know.
All
It
right,
happened.
but I want to know, you guys got a big playoff game in the wild card round, super wild card weekend, and you guys are on the road. at Minnesota, and you guys just played this team week 16 a few weeks back.
Right.
Any changes with this team?
Well, we
going
lost
back into this game?
We lost to a 61-yard field goal that day.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh my God, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest with you, I've been around for a long time. This is not my first summer with the Giants. After what we've been the last 15 years, this is a great, great thing to be in the playoffs again.
Mm-hmm.
Have some direction. Have a team that looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the NFC East is starting to look like a conference. It's hard to play in with the Eagles and Dallas, and you know. So I'm just happy with what they've done. You know.
Yes, and what are you gonna say about the coach, Brian Daboll?
Oh, I love him. I love him because of what he's brought out of. Because I'm very familiar with the Giants roster. This is a roster that's gone through 3 coaching changes. They got nothing out of it, and this kid with Martindale and a few others has created a look at. They play to their abilities. They don't try to go downtown 50 yards. They go 8 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards. Run the ball, kick the ball, play defense. You know, get a field goal. That's how they win. They win 21-17. They don't win 42-0. You know?
Oh yeah, and what do your running back Saquon Barkley, comeback player of the year? I had him on my fantasy football team this year, but let's just say I lost in the semifinals and I didn't go.
He didn't do well the last 3 or 4 games there. I think he was hurt. I think he had hurt his shoulder.
Shoulder was aggravating him.
Well, I think he and the kid at quarterback Jones has got to
Daniel
learn.
Jones.
Yeah, they both have to learn. Like a Franco Harris. People used to dump on Franco Harris for years because he'd always step out of bounds. But it turns out that the greatest thing Franco Harris ever did was step out of bounds because he never took the big hits.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the big hits and you don't get hurt. You don't get a sore shoulder. You don't get a blown out knee. You don't get an ankle problem. And Jones he's not a diver. He runs right into these linebackers like he's one of them. And Saquon tries to get that extra yard or two, and I wish he wouldn't. Just get out of bounds.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And you know what? I'm going with the upset, and I'm going with your Giants tomorrow. Like I said,
I don't think it's an upset, but that's all right. I'll let you go with the upset.
You know what I gotta say about Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins on primetime TV chokes. He's a choke artist. He's a big choke artist. He's a horrible quarterback. He sucks and he blows. That's all I gotta say about Kirk Cousins. Everyone, you better take the Giants tomorrow in your picks or in your bets. Go up to Seabrook and put the Giants in. Giants are going to win by a field goal. Let's go, Giants!
At least. All right. Very good. That's the Giants.
What's your name again?
Tom Newhall.
Tom Newhall,
Resident
thank you for
Giants
coming
fan.
on. Thank you for coming on, a resident Giants fan.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're going to come back on. If your Giants make it far in the playoffs, I'll have you back on in a couple of weeks for the NFC Championship.
Thank you, sir.
That's a